New year, new me, right? Nor did New Year, same me. Because a lot of times we start to find ourselves where we doing the same old thing in a whole different year, and the only thing changed was the year, the date, the time. How many times is it going to take for it's a new time, new year, and all these things to happen before we decide to do something different? Now, what are you going to do different this year? Are you going to continue to do the exact same thing that you have been doing? Or are you going to decide that this year is actually going to be different? There's some things that we got to learn, and this is some of the things that I've learned, is we already know what we want to do that's different. And it doesn't take a new year for me to decide what is actually going to be different. What it takes is determination and making a decision, consistency. Those things like there is what's going to make the biggest needle mover in our lives. Because most of the times, it's not a new year what we need, because the last year was just fine. It's just a lot of the times we're more focused on everything else, and I'm just going to start in this new year. And we continue the pattern of throwing it off to another day. And before you know it, it's a new year. And that's where you get new year, new me from. But today, we're going to stop doing that. And I want to thank you for joining. Because today, we're going to make a decision. We're going to decide that there's no other options. That we're going to be our best version starting today. And how are we going to do that? One thing that we're going to do is we're going to decide what it is that we want. So what I want you to do is I actually want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to write down, what is it that you actually want? Because a lot of the times we know things that we want to do, or some of the things that we kind of thinking about doing, or what we've talked to our friends about, and all these different things, what we've been contemplating on what we're going to do. But most of the time, we never really written it down. It's a lost art, something that we learned in school. But since we're no longer in school now, guess what? We don't use it. It's a skill that becomes obsolete to us because we don't use it. We don't think we need to use it. We got our phones. It's 26, right? So we don't feel that we need to use pen and paper anymore. So I don't care if you use pen and paper. I don't care if you use your phone. I don't care if you use your iPad. I don't care what you use. At the end of the day, what I need you to do is write it down. So let's make a decision right now. What is it that we're going to do? What is it that you really want to do this year? And after you decide what it is that you really want to do this year, I want you to make a decision that you're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Now, how are we going to do that? Now, the first thing we're going to do to be able to accomplish that is we're going to look at our paper, and we're also going to write down, how are we going to get there? What is it going to take to be able to get to the place that we want to be at? Now, kind of sound like goals, right? Nah, we don't want to do goals, because most of the times when we set goals, that's kind of like the new year, new me, right? Never gets done. We don't mind breaking promises to ourselves, but we want to keep our promises to other people, right? But we have to stop doing that. We have to make a promise to ourselves. We have to decide, which means to cut off any other options other than doing what we say that we're going to do. It's being intentional, not sitting here paying attention to everything else, and when something else comes, it's like, oh no, we'll toss it to the back and we'll get to it later when time permits. Let me tell you something. Time will never permit. There will never be a perfect time to get something done. The perfect time has to be right now. Now, like Sean Connell said, and many other people that have used this same phrase, when is the best time to plant a tree? It was yesterday. But since you didn't plant a tree yesterday, when's the next best time? It has to be today. So let's plant the seed so the roots can grow beneath to grow up. Right? So let's do that. So whatever it is that you have on your paper right now, we're going to make that happen. And I don't care how tough it is. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what it is, but we're going to make a decision to actually make sure it happens. Because we're tired of the new year, new me. Today is going to be the new me. And what makes it a new me is being able to do what I said I was going to do, to keep the promises that I said I was going to keep to myself. Because it's all about valuing yourself. It's all right to value other people. It's all right to keep a promise to other people, but you must keep a promise to yourself. It's called self-love, self-observation. And when you start to value yourself just as much as you value other things, you'll value other people, you'll start to realize that the new year, new me is just the same. But at the end of the day, it's about accomplishing what I say I'm going to do, hold myself accountable, making a decision, and being dedicated to do whatever I say that I want to do. That is what's going to be the biggest needle pusher in my life. And we can do that. We don't need permission to do that. And it doesn't matter how ugly it is. Because guess what? Sometimes in life, things are going to turn out ugly. It's going to turn out awful. But at the end of the day, it's all about doing it. And when it comes out ugly, we can figure out how to make it more prettier and make it more smoother on down the line. But as of right now, let's just get it done. I feel like life is its biggest teacher, not college, not work, not everything else. Life is its biggest teacher. How many times when you decide to ride a bike that you fell off and you hurt yourself, but you didn't stop? You decided that you was going to keep going no matter what it took. Because guess what? Each time that you fell, you felt that pain, right? And you got tired of feeling that pain, but you was determined to do it. So let's focus. Be determined to make a new year, new me. And this is how you do it. Hey, I want to thank you for joining AGO. It's amazing to be able to have you here, fam. We're going to grow together. I want you to keep coming back. If you feel like it, like it. If you don't, fine. But at the end of the day, this is how you make a new year, new me, and actually make it happen. I appreciate y'all. Much love.